This is what it looked like before. As you can see, there is daylight coming through the gasket, so this thing whistles pretty bad. To get finished, it'll look like this. I did this side, and this one was whistling a lot. I mean, I had to open the vent because it was making so much noise. It was such a pain. I figured I owed it to somebody else. If anybody watches this video on what the tips and tricks were that at least I found out. So here we go. The weather stripping came from Summit Racing, but they obviously use a distributor called Precision, and it's pretty good. It's like OEM stuff. So this is the rubber gasket right here. It looks nice and flexible. Yeah, it works well. I put the other one in and I did not have this plastic tool. I had to make something. Spend $2.50 or $3 and order this. This is gonna really save you a lot of time. Don't try to use something sharp because it'll tear this stuff apart. So let's get started. First things first, you've got to remove this screw right here. And you're going to end up taking this glass out. There's a little plastic bushing in there. See that right there? Make sure you don't lose it. Okay, next thing, and make sure you don't drop the glass. Well, there goes the little clip there. This will slide right out. Okay, that was the easy part. The rest of it is not as simple. This whole door panel has to come off. Okay, this is, you will see the channel right here. This channel has to come out. This goes all the way up to here. Comes down through here, through the door, as you can see, ends up down here. It has got to come out because you're going to take this frame out. I thought I could do this without taking the frame out. And not a chance, but you've got to lower the window, so you've got to put the crank back on and lower the window down. The next thing to do is to be able to pull this out. Now, maybe there's a way to do this, but this weather stripping right here has to come down, and you have to pull it back a little bit so that you can get this out. For me, I have ordered new weather stripping for this window channel as well, because it is pretty much, it cracks. I mean, it falls apart. So I'm replacing all of this. So for me, I'm tearing all of this out. Okay, the next thing I did, and I think this is easiest, is just go ahead and remove the old weather stripping before you try to remove the frame. And it just kind of, you'll get a screwdriver behind it and kind of peel it out. I'm going to put a screwdriver here where you can see daylight from the other side. Of course, my paint job, I bought this truck about 4 months ago, and it looks like somebody used a paintbrush on it. It's pretty bad, so I'm not worried about my paint. But as you can see, this comes right on down. You can pop it out pretty easy. Yep. So there we go, we're popping it out. Hey, pop it out. Just pull it out. See, baby. Okay, it's out. That was quick. Ha! Wait till you try to put the new one in. It's not that fast. Oh, note to self, there is a screw right here that holds the frame in. If you don't take the screw out, you will never get the frame out. Okay, this is where the fun begins. As you can see, it's starting to come out. You have got to be able to get this up and out. And this is tricky because you have the window down here that's on there, and you've got to be able to peel this out and not break the window at the same time. So you have to be very gingerly about this. So I'm not going to try to record and pull this out at the same time because I don't want to break my window. So you're going to have to just use your imagination. Since I am replacing the weather stripping, I'm also going to take this one off. It might make it easier. Look how dry rotted. I don't know if rubber dry rots, but it's in bad shape. And I'm going to take the other one out too. They probably make a special tool for this, but by the way, this is the glass right here, so be careful not to crack the glass or you'll end up with a very expensive gasket replacement job. When you remove the door channel weather stripping, there are some clips. There's some clips right here, 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 and here, and they fit into a channel back here. As you can see, there's holes there, 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 and there. So you have to kind of pull it this way and then pull it out like that. Now we're going to go back to removing the frame out of the window. And maybe you're a professional at this and you've got better ways of doing this, but guess what? I don't. So I'm doing it my way. So here we go. I'm going to try to pull it out now that I've got this out. And there is a secret bolt here. See this bolt right in here? This one, you've got to remove that or the window channel will not come out. To make things a little easier so I don't have to get so much clearance, I'm going to carefully remove this bushing not to crack it, because this is what holds the screw to the chassis of the car. There we go. Putting that up there with everything else. Now, I have this part clear. Now we have to get this part up. It's got to come up and out. Remember, it goes all the way down there. Just be careful when you're doing this. Probably best to take this plastic off, which you can reapply after the point, after everything's in. Now you're going to remove this and you're going to gingerly pull this out of the slot. That's the piece I'm talking about right there. You have to make sure that it's clear. And there you go. You have your vent, door frame, and your door channel out. There's a Phillips head screw that holds the rest of the door frame, the vent frame in. You've got to remove that. There's a nub right here. This nub, when you reassemble it, has to fit in this slot right here. Now what I did is I took some gear lube and I went ahead and greased this so that it opens back and forth, nice and easy. Make sure you do not turn this orient at 180 degrees when you put it back together, or you're going to be sad. So make sure you take a picture and you put this together just like you took it out. Get this in. It's get some soapy water and spray down the gasket to make it easier to slide in. And do not forget your weather strip tool. Very important. I go ahead and get the very top portion in first. Now it's time to put in the vent frame. I went ahead and put in a new piece of weather stripping, and that was pretty easy. I'll link somebody else's video because they show you how to do that. But as you can see, mine was pretty much dry rotted. So here we go, we're going to reinstall it. First thing you want to do is you want to line up the channel with the window and make sure that it's lined up. Reach inside the door panel and make sure that bracket isn't causing you issues when you pull it down. And then you can slowly pull this back down to where it was. There you go. The frame is back in. Now it's just a matter of putting everything back together. Okay, guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to put this back in. So I gotta take it all apart again. So don't do what I did, which is to forget to put this bracket on. But now that it's greased on, it'll go back and forth nicely. Now it's just a matter of putting the glass back in. There you go. It's in. There is no daylight up here anymore. It's sealed all the way around. Now the next thing you have to do is you have to make sure that the gasket material is on the outside of the body. So let's go ahead and do that. You can use this nice tool for this. A little soapy water makes this much quicker work. Last thing to do is to go ahead and give it a good squeeze all the way around. It'll push that lip of the weather seal over top of the body so that you don't get any infiltration of moisture in there. There you go. You have a weather-tight vent. I'll go ahead and link how to replace all of the these door channels. There's already Precision already has a great video on how to do that. I just went ahead and did the video for the vent. So there you go. The rest of it's just putting it all back together in the way that I took it out. Now I'm finished. That was pain in the ass. We're going to replace the vent gasket. I recommend that you replace the door channel and the window channel at the same time. And the reason for that is because you're going to have to remove this entire frame to be able to put these gaskets in. And since you have to remove this entire frame to be able to put this gasket in, you may as well do that at the same time. So if your weather stripping is bad or cracking, don't start this project yet. Go ahead and get the rest of the gasket material.